All right.
So what do we call this one? This is, I believe, season 2, episode 1. We're starting off the new year with a good episode, but we just have a crappy topic to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely I'll be, once again, like you say, I'm the one who brings the positive,
He's the positive
to the
Okay.
negative.
You can physically say we're going to start off with a bang.
There was a bang.
Yeah,
that
smash,
occurred.
So
bang,
we're starting
boom.
off with a bang.
And we ended last year with a bang.
Yep. So we're going to do a little product recap, and then we're going to get to obviously everybody watching this episode is going to understand what Turf and Dirt had to go through this last week. Yes, we had a break-in. We were finally hit by the have-not wanting the haves stuff. It happened to us. We're going to talk about that. Stacy's clicking on her mic. She's going to chime in on something.
As everybody said, we joined the club.
We have joined the club. So the sports
Mile
cards
High Club.
The sports card store only page said, no big deal. Welcome to the club. So, all right. Well, let's get through product real quick.
And you are.
And if you are mistaken, I am your host, Jimmy. And as always, we have with Magnum
D-Mags.
and Little Magnum.
D-Mags.
Baby Magnum.
Yeah.
Pellet man.
Yeah. Mini Mags. Are you going to change your Instagram name to Mini Mags? All right.
Tony Bennett.
Okay, so we're going to go through some quick product recap. This week was weak. Heritage High Number.
Was not the
I didn't
highlight.
even rip a box of it. I haven't touched it.
Still?
I haven't touched it.
Always.
I did rip some New Year's Eve.
How'd it go?
It was kind of depressing. I watched it.
It looked like everything
And
else.
as much as I like it, can you bring back last year's?
It's a bad.
So,
You got some Roberts out of it.
It's dry.
did you get Roberts out of it?
I think there might have been one out of there.
One. So, I mean,
There
that's
wasn't
something.
a lot. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of big.
Yonder.
Nothing.
And so the one mystery though item was Star Wars Holocron. Is that how you pronounce
Yeah.
it?
Holocron.
Holocron.
And you got a lot up there on the show.
I reordered that.
Yeah, I mean,
Son of a Magnum.
when you buy 3 or 4 boxes yourself.
Can you say that back there? Son of a Magnum.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I mean, but I did a rip of it. We didn't get it on the channel because we got it late. So it was actually pretty dope. You have one autograph. It highlights all the Star Wars figures, right?
Yeah.
So you get everything from original series to the latest to the,
And would you say
What
you
is
got
it?
like a screenwriter's autograph?
that was out of Masterworks, and that's
okay.
pretty dope. It is this special effects supervisor.
Who's just below the key grip.
Special.
He is right underneath George Lucas.
Right.
He holds the mic.
They sit together with the script.
They do.
Yeah.
They sit together, and
holds the
George
script
Lucas
for him.
tickles his butt. I heard that
Yeah, what was
through
that
the
line?
grapevine. And he's like, oh, right there, finger, yep, left, there we go. And he was that guy, so I'm excited to comp that, because that'll probably be $10.99.
Yeah. I need more Wookiee.
Yeah.
How do you do more Wookiee? I need more Wookiee.
Were you on do
He,
you know the guy that broke in here, by the way? Do you know him?
His description.
It is. It is. He's actually seems a little scrawnier than me. It might be about.
He did,
Oh.
so...
He's a
Anyway, so we're going to get to that here in a second, but releasing this week is 2020 Elite Extra Edition. It is a release I look forward to every year.
Prospect heavy.
It is Prospect. It is 10 hits per box. We're talking 8 autos, 2 mems per box. $100
That's
retail.
That's where you want to find those, those diamonds in the rough. That's a product that you don't try to flip right away.
People went ape crap over that last year because Dominguez made one of his very debuts, ape crap.
Yeah, but it's
Debut,
D-Bud.
D-U-B,
D-Bud.
yeah, D-Bud.
if you're looking at a $100 box, trying to flip as soon as you buy it seems pointless because I feel like a lot of those guys are going to be unknown, so it would make more sense to hold on and try to get the bigger value out of it. So I mean, I feel like that's definitely a good price point for the everyday collector.
I mean, I think that's going to be everything though, prospect wise. Today, yeah. I mean, Bowman draft, Bowman's best.
Bowman's best, I feel like, is a little more
established,
prominent names. Yeah,
Yeah, but you still have a, Veen,
Yeah.
Hassel, those guys that still have to do something, right, to show their worth. Elite Extra Edition is full of those guys, and it's the only product that specializes in Dominican players.
Okay.
So they bring out the Dominican League
The really
players.
unknowns.
Correct.
And a lot of balls being played there right now. Winter ball.
Yeah,
they play a ton of
correct.
winter
I saw
ball.
Tatis. Tatis hit a bomb.
Tatis
being
is
down
down
there.
there. Puig's down there.
Oh, I
Vladdy,
saw
of course,
Is
down
he
there.
still bat licking?
I saw.
Down there? Is he bat licking?
He is getting bigger and stronger, dude.
Did you- Yankees?
Did you see legs walk by the window, by the way? Did you see that?
Huh?
Did you see legs walk by?
Wait.
I think it's Yankees who's inquiring about Puig right now.
Really?
That's what I just read.
Team
today.
up with Dominguez.
Yeah, well, he'll actually be
He
in the
won't see
show.
Dominguez for a while.
All right. So, and then the other thing releasing, Tony will be excited about this.
Thank God.
2021
Oh, Peachy.
Synergy Hockey. Now, Synergy is a cool
Can't
product
steal that.
because it is acetate.
Ooh,
So
everybody
they
loves some
are-
good ass.
Everybody likes a fat ass. It is
Actually, the
acetate.
taste.
What?
The taste?
Taste?
The taste? The taste.
Tate.
Acetate?
Big fat.
Like, you really criticize about the shit I say on here, and you're like ass and taste, really?
I'm talking in code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ass and Tate.
Okay. So, Synergy is... I'm going to tell you right now, seeing acetate and how acetate performs in other products, it falls flat in hockey.
Really?
Really?
I mean, I dig it.
I just saw one up there. That was kind of nice.
I mean, it's up there. It's nice, but for some reason it falls a little flat. Is everything okay? Okay, so we're on hyper alert right now, by the way. Because the last time we went through this exercise, some nefarious shit happened
which
yeah.
we'll get to.
8 hours later.
Which we'll get to.
So Synergy Hockey comes out tomorrow. It's usually 1 or 2 autos per box. You get a couple numbered cards. All of it's, you got your colored parallels. That's a big one with it.
Yeah, I wish colored parallels were
Acetate
more common.
rookies. Right. So, anything you want to add to that before we get to the meaty topic?
Nope. I was just looking at some Pokemon pre-orders.
Yeah, we got it.
Pokemon pre-orders.
If you didn't,
Expanding,
if you
expanding.
did not watch the New Year's Eve rips, Pokemon was fire, like Charizard fire.
You didn't pull Charizard.
I did not, but I pulled some bigger ones. I pulled little Raikou. I pulled some heat. I was very pleased with pulling some Pokemon.
Really? Because I think I called one a pork chop and people thought that was funny. And
Nothing wrong with some pork chop.
all right, so we're gonna get to the topic that everybody's waiting for us to discuss. So yes, 4:33
Pacific time.
Pacific time on 12:30.
Last day of our podcast.
It
was
was
the next
we,
morning.
We recorded the podcast, and like 8 hours later, no, less than that,
Less than
right?
that.
No,
we
by
got
the
out of here
time
about
we were-
10.
You left
So
late. I left around.
it was about 6.5 hours ish, 5.5 hours ish after we recorded the podcast. We had a gentleman throw a rock through the window, came in, alarm did what it was supposed to do. It alerted the police right away.
Cameras did their job.
Cameras did their job. He came in. He had a Christmas tree bag with some wheels on the end of it.
Just started ripping and throwing shit.
Yeah, he just started. He pulled down our little curtain thing and started arm dragging product into his bag. He ended up getting away with 23 hobby boxes that equated to just shy of $7,000 in retail. Now-
I noticed in the video he did glance at the register. He did a little glance over.
Yeah, he would have been
No.
disappointed.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I wish he would have spent more time looking at the register because
Me too.
that would have been a huge time difference needed.
Yeah, if he would have spent another 48 seconds or so looking at the register, the canine would have been coming through the damn door at the time he would have been leaving.
I just got an idea.
Yeah?
On the
Hang
outside,
$100 bill?
No. Neon.
Almost
a
had
neon
it.
a neon orange arrow pointing at that camera, and one pointing at that camera, so they are aware that hey, there's cameras pointing.
The cameras don't matter during COVID.
Yeah, apparently because
I understand
of our bullshit, and I'm going to say this, and this is going to be political, and I don't give a fuck because gloves are off at this point. Because of COVID protocol, this son of a bitch his face was not exposed. He was wearing a mask. Detectives were point blank. It is going to be impossible for us to determine who he is.
But he did get a fingerprint that leaked through.
No,
his
but
glove.
he was wearing gloves.
Yeah, but
He
got
was,
it
but
leaked
there
through the
was
glove.
it leaked through the. So he was wearing some latex,
Like black, kind of like yours.
ripping gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he take some from the back?
No.
Well, we don't know, but so but the thing that really upsets me is COVID has kind of burned my ass a little bit anyway, and we've talked
Yeah.
about it briefly. But now that the fact that
That is
somebody
just
that
every
broke into
day.
the shop and it's an everyday mask wearing kind of thing, but it affects. All right, so in the study for the show, we decided to look at, and Stacy put a poll out. Do we have any updated numbers on that poll, by the way?
On who wants the shirt made?
That was a pretty dope shirt, by the way.
Yeah, I do like that.
We talked about shops that have been hit, and we put it on the sports card store only page on Facebook. And the reason we posted to there is when we talked about the break-in, it wasn't sorry it happened. It wasn't,
Congratulations.
right. It was congratulations, welcome to the club. And I'm like, I didn't really need to hear that right now, but
It's not a club you want to be in.
it is not. But we did do some research and some numbers, and it's actually kind of shocking, right? So we have store break-ins. Shops that have not been hit was 8. Is that correct?
We're talking businesses
According
in
to the
general, or
poll,
Across the
just-
U.S. from the poll. Shops that have not been hit yet was
LCSs.
8. LCSs. Shops stolen during business hours was 6.
That's it. That's
I mean,
low.
for the ones that responded, right?
I was
and
gonna
there's
say.
a lot
I
that
just
didn't.
posted it about an hour ago.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking
not
at an hour
just a
cross
snip
section,
shit, yeah.
right? But 6 during business hours. That is pretty bold.
That's low. I mean, for this
during
type of
business hours.
During business hours,
I think more
6.
people. I'm surprised more people don't steal during business.
Because if that
business hours.
MFer would have come through the door trying to take from me during business hours,
I can understand maybe not.
we would have
stealing-
been some fighting bitches.
stealing the
from,
wax, but stealing, really supplies.
Well,
I mean,
I get-
supplies is like gold right now.
I guess if a few months ago they broke into or they stole from Cruising Coffee in broad daylight,
Yeah,
Correct.
I mean, anyway.
and there's people in line,
So, do you think there's a federal crime for sticking an umbrella in somebody's ass and opening it?
No, that's probably accepted.
Is it? It's probably there's a COVID rule that probably gets
I
you
would
off
think
for that,
so.
right? Okay.
Don't ask your governor.
It's a free COVID test. Check his temperature.
And so, not including our shop, smash and grabs, there were 3 that responded. So, but we looked at the end. So we looked at just in Washington, right? We want to get a cross section because obviously we know some of the shops. We've talked about it here on the podcast over the last few episodes, right? So we had Joe's Sports Cards up north that got hit, right? 10 to 15, depending on who you ask, grand worth of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So here we go. So we're going to talk about Washington State. End of July, West Coast and Knutson. So West Coast Sports Cards and then Knutson Sports Cards. DJ Sports Cards in Renton. So that's 3 different shops. You had a shop in Gig Harbor that was hit. He had Columbia Sports Cards. We talked about the guy specifically because
That was
he
one-
waited for the
yeah.
worker to go to the back, came in, jumped on the counter, grabbed a couple basketball boxes, bolted out the door. But DJ's in Renton was specific. He said he had 16 hobby boxes taken in one of his smash and grabs.
In one of his.
In one. He was hit twice in 1 week.
Holy shit.
So he ended up getting his window replaced, and then they came back a day or 2 later and hit it again.
Damn, I hope they didn't restock during that time.
And then the record before ours was Gig Harbor. There was a shop in Gig Harbor that got 22 boxes taken.
Wow.
Who is Gig
And we had
Harbor?
23.
Who's Gig Harbor selling to? All the Navy guys?
Makes you wonder, right?
I'm surprised with the market there.
A lot
And
of
there-
military have families and kids.
And there was a shop that had 22 of decent product to take. So
Yeah, that's wild.
So anyway, that's alarming. That's for our state. That's a lot. And we're not reporting on probably quite a few, right? I mean,
Oh, I would imagine
there's some minor.
there's some that probably have been shut down due to being hit.
The funny part is like Michael Fruitman, which is kind of considered the industry leader for LCSs.
That's
So-
that Colorado guy. or
Colorado, yeah. So he had a curbside pickup that went awry. They had some people call up to get a curbside pickup done, and when he went out and delivered the thing, I don't mean to laugh like it's funny, but they drove off, and he like chased their ass down the parking lot.
What? That's
And then he had one where there was security footage of him running after them out. Like the footage was him bolting through his shop to go chase him down. So
That's crazy.
even Fruitman's been hit, which is horrible. I mean, I knew we were going to get hit at some point.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you see Joe's get hit. The attempt that was here in November.
That was the first sign.
It was.
And we still don't even know if it was the same guy. It could possibly.
Police said it was. They matched the shoes up exactly. Because the detective told me when he was standing here, he's like, the last 3 smash and grabs we've had, we've caught them by their shoes. They burn their clothes, but for some reason, these guys don't change their shoes.
Yeah.
And he goes, you compare the photo that we had on the counter to the one that we took of the guy that broke in. Same, identical. Yeah. And the police were like, yep, same guy. So
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense.
Crowbar man.
And he was a foot away from his crowbar and didn't take that shit with him, by the way.
He didn't need it. He had a big rock.
He did. And thank God he wasn't more destructive, because the rock he threw actually hit the base of the Mariner case. Wow. A couple inches above it would have shattered it.
Yeah, I mean, that was the other plus side. Nothing else was really damaged. So,
But could that have been more of a bigger distraction for him? You know, like what do I do? Do I get the case?
I would think, because if he throws the rock, comes through the door, and all of a sudden the case is broken too,
I don't think
he might stop and
I don't
look.
even think he cares about the case, because I think he knows what he wanted.
I don't know if Stacey's going to add, maybe throw in a little bit of magic of television, throw in some video footage of this guy. Hopefully she does.
Oh, we're going to put his picture up. And by the way, I did a stick figure earlier of his penis size. We're going to put it up on the thing.
And he really contemplated it quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He danced what, in front of the shop for like a half hour-ish, 45 minutes.
Should I do it? Should I not do it? Christmas is over. I'm already on the naughty list. Blah, blah,
Detective looked at it and said, this guy's not a career criminal.
No.
Because he had to convince himself to do it.
Yeah.
But it just makes you wonder. Okay, so if it is the same guy who broke into Joe's, so he had a month-ish of that product in his hands, which from what we're expecting was high dollar product. Was he able to actually flip it? Like, that's what I want. I want to know.
One of the things,
usually they probably sit on it for a while before they flip it.
One of the things detective asked me and said, okay, so I want to be in the mind of an LCS owner. How does this work? I said, easy. If somebody comes in with 4 boxes of Bowman Draft sealed, and they try to sell it to me, that's going to be suspicious. Because
or the open cards themselves.
Nope. Well, no,
not at all.
The sealed boxes, that's suspicious, because that doesn't happen. But bringing me autograph cards, daily occurrence.
That's why I said if he's smart, he goes home, rips every box and just pieces it out.
So I'm assuming now that since you do buy cards here as well, selling them, that you are probably now going to look at whatever's coming in, try to be sold to you.
But just,
if he brings under jeweler's glasses.
If anybody brings me 2020 Bowman Draft autos, I'm looking at their shoes.
Well, yeah, that's the thing and
I'm calling a detective because I'm going to need backup.
He would be ignorant beyond ignorant if he came back to this shop to try to sell it.
Would it surprise you though? I mean,
it would.
It would really.
It would surprise me.
It wouldn't.
For some reason, I wouldn't be surprised by it.
100%. I don't think
You think criminals are smarter than?
But you said he's not a criminal. His mind is not there. His mind is more, oh shit, what's gonna happen? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Like, he's sitting there talking to himself. So the same thing he's doing right there is when he's ripping open the packets. He's not like, oh shit, I'm gonna go into Turf and Dirt and just resell it to this guy. Ha ha. No, he's gonna go.
I would say, listen, there's a $500 reward out for you. Okay, for any information leading to your arrest. Turn yourself in, collect the $500, do your time.
No, so he's going to get more money from ripping and stripping.
We're actually talking about there's actually a $1,200 reward.
Oh, I'm in now.
So if you are friends of this guy that broke into Turf and Dirt, $1,200. He doesn't have to be convicted. He has to be arrested and charged, and I will pay you out. Putting that out there right now.
I definitely think that's going to get some people's attention.
We put $500 out. JEKK Sports Cards up north put another $500 to that. and then KB card breaks, put another 200 behind that. So right now the reward is $1,200, and I'm going to add another $100 to that. So we're going to go $1,300 is the reward. You have to be arrested and charged, not convicted, to get the payout. So if you know this guy, turn him in. $1,300 is yours. This day and age, that's twice the stimulus payment that you just got. So
that's a good couple boxes you're
now
buying
there
right
seems
there.
to be a debate though on whether this guy that broke in knew what he was doing or not. And the debate is because he left the most expensive box on the shelf.
I think he knew what he wanted. I don't think he knew what he was doing. I think his it's like a collector who only does hockey. You know, I think he envisioned just one thing. He knew the one item he really wanted, and then that was it. He didn't. I don't think he.
What do you
knew.
think it
Which
was,
I'm disappointed was untouched, by the way.
What do you think that was though?
I think it was the baseball. I 100% think it was.
But he left the super jumbo untouched.
Yeah, I mean, but he also that was also more towards the center of the case where he dropped the black off of the shelf, and so he went towards that corner and just started swiping in.
There's also a thing as a former manager of a retail business, and this is mostly for insider theft, but the laws are still the same for whatever. Sometimes, every time I've had theft, internal theft, the employee who was dealing internally for whatever amount of time never exceeded $750.
Oh well, he exceeded it.
And he did. This guy did, but in exceeding that, you know, if you're below $750, it's not a felony. It's just a misdemeanor.
Correct.
Shoplifting or something.
Yeah, but for the
So
internal
after a certain amount,
aspect of
and
it.
after that, I mean, I'm sure it's the same at your place.
Yeah, for him just breaking in, he was already screwed.
But yeah,
Yeah.
where he should have taken his Santa bag, or Dr. Seuss or the Grinch or whatever the hell it
Yeah.
was, bag, and just swept everything into the bag, just everything.
He tried and it threw it on the
Right,
floor
threw it on
because
the floor, right.
he had packs that were
Falling
missing
apart,
and
yeah.
He trampled on a lot of stuff.
yeah, so he had a lot of stuff that I don't think so many businesses have cameras,
Correct.
but I think for me, I'm used to so many businesses having cameras that don't work or that are useless or just decoy cameras.
That's what shocked the
So in
crap
my
out of me.
mindset, he's thinking decoy cameras. I'm breaking in. I'm going to have all the time in the world. And as soon as he broke in, it went panic mode. He heard that alarm go off, and his game plan went out the door.
That's why you give me an idea. My arrow pointing to the camera will be with a little friggin' tablet or a mouse or something visual where you can actually see yourself in front of the camera.
I think that was the thing that surprised Stacy and I the most is the police and the detectives were commenting on how clear the camera was.
Oh, it was good.
I mean, they were like, "Oh, this is a perfect shot," and I'm like, "You don't get this in every business because it wasn't super expensive."
I don't think anybody really cares to that. They just want decoy.
I think it's also the fact that, if you have cameras at Costco that are, 30 feet in the air, these are right there, 10 feet up in the air.
And I'm going to tell you right now, the Bellingham police video forensics guy,
He was jacked.
Dude, he
Just came
gets
in
my
packed.
vote for like official A-team member. Like that dude, like you watch normal beat cops, right? They come in, they got their gun belt uniform, right? This guy comes in, he calls me up and talks to me for a minute, and I'm thinking, and I'm sorry, I don't remember what your name is, and I'm going to say this, but I mean,
Maybe it's better that you don't give his name.
I mean, just the ultimate respect because the way you looked when you came through the door. But I'm thinking nerd and pocket protector.
Oh, yeah.
That's the voice on the phone, right? And I'm like, I don't know because our video system is still new.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pull video up. He's like, oh, I got it. Oh, okay. Are you there? Yep. Can I come by? Sure.
Boom.
He shows up in a in a minivan that looked like yours, right?
Dressed like this.
And he shows up and walks through the door, and dude is in tactical vest. He's got like 8 guns on him,
Oh man.
wearing cargo pants, right? And I'm thinking, dude, you got more guns than the line guys do. And these guys are responding to burglaries and shootings and shit like that. And
they're all squirt
he
guns.
reaches into his cargo pant pocket, pulls out this USB thing that's got like 9, 12, 15 ports to it. And I'm thinking, dude, you're my hero.
just
Because
pop, pop,
not
pop.
only do you know the most about technology, if shit breaks off outside, you're going to have more firepower than even the bad guys.
Well, he probably downsized it and left the NSA.
He probably did.
He probably left the NSA,
Right.
National
Right.
Security, to come down.
He
to
was the
Miami.
FBI guy that happened to he wanted more time at home, so he got a job with
He
Bellingham.
wanted to give back to the community.
So he comes in, does his 38 seconds, blah, 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 and he was done. And I'm like, really? He's like, yep, no problem. And then we had to talk about cards. That was the thing, is all the cops in here wanted to get done with the police stuff so we could talk about cards.
I mean, fair enough.
But I'm going to tell you right now, every guy that responded, every officer, the detective, forensics guy, everybody was great. I mean, this is
Professional.
correct.
They were empathetic to your.
Like if I had a police department that I would want to respond to a problem, it would be them.
But
Even the sheriff's deputy that woke us up was the utmost professional in what he was encountering. Because I made the comment to the line guys that were here. I'm like, I feel bad for the deputy because he saw me in full regalia, right? And I'm like, that sucks. And they started laughing and going, don't worry about it. And I'm sure he shook it off. But, but seriously, crime happens. It's going to happen.
But do you feel like you got two different experiences from the attempted break-in and then the actual
Correct,
break-in?
yes.
I feel like those were, they didn't really do shit, so sorry. Tough luck,
I think
bud.
the attempt was skirting the line of crime. Like it was something they couldn't it's a cute thing. You did a report. We generated a case number, but that's about as far as we're going to go. Yes. I was a little upset, especially when I had do you want the crowbar as a trophy? I'm like, fuck, really? Seriously?
Yeah, so that's what I
Like,
said.
yeah.
And then you get this, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, they actually did
but
something.
they did
this time.
drive escort Santa to your store.
They did. They did.
So, yeah.
But I have to say, yes, I feel that the level of urgency was a little different this time.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think
that's-
the urgency of the call was different.
Yeah.
They told me before, if they would have broke a window, it would have risen to
It
the
would have
level
mattered.
of them freaking out. Now, we talk about the stuff. So I'm trying to process all of this, right? Break in, product missing. I got to replace it. We have to call the insurance. This is not an easy industry to have insurance in.
Yeah, and then just a day before New Year's Eve, the big
Correct.
day, the big
Everybody's
rip.
shut down.
We've been advertising the crap out of our 9-hour plus rip session.
Yeah,
Our biggest order ever in one swoop, gone. And then the detective sits here and tells me, we're going to chase this as hard as we can, but due to the political environment today, most likely this guy, if we find him and arrest him, he's probably going to bond out for $100, and he's going to be pissed because he was arrested and charged for breaking into your store.
and I know this is the positive in me, but I'm telling you, he was dumb enough to come back. I think because he contemplated the what is it, the FOMO? Oh man, I'm missing out on something in there.
The fear of missing out, yeah.
Because of how hesitant he was, I just can't see him going through all that trouble again, especially
But
if he was to get
And for me, it's like, listen,
arrested.
he came out here, he scored the place out. Okay, he checked it out, tried, maybe had a crowbar and did his thing, right? Which I fixed the screen, by the way, right? I did a nice job on that screen. It deterred him
Yep.
this time around.
Did it?
Yeah. And then, but now he's got the experience of.
Let's
if
ask
it's the-
producer,
if it's the
did
sa-
it
if
did it
if it's the
deter
same
him,
guy-
by the way? Oh, she shook her head
That's
no.
okay. But
You got a Cinnabon earlier.
he got the half a Cinnabon, and he's got the experience of breaking into Joe's.
So you think they're two are linked?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, I think in this small community,
in a small community,
it probably.
these
I would
guys,
err on the
these
side of
guys-
yes.
He doesn't look like a. I mean, these guys have a certain range.
Okay, so let me ask you a question though. So I went to Joe's the morning that this happened, right?
Yep.
When I saw the door, granted, I have a little bit of law enforcement kind of seeing what break-ins look like. The way this thing was broken into, they had to work on this front door to get in. Okay.
On Joe's.
On Joe's. It wasn't like here
Like this,
where
yeah.
a rock
And he
shatters
reaches out-
it and he
reaches
can
out
reach
there,
in and
it's
unlock
turning
this
out,
sumbitch, right? To get into Joe's, they were going to have to beat on that door and then pry enough of that safety glass away from the door to get in.
Sure.
It wasn't going to be 2 seconds. It wasn't going to be a minute. It was a good 3 to 4. I mean, you had to work on that some bitch.
I mean,
so
the only other option
But
is
it's
it was
not,
an
it's not a
inside
very
job.
busy downtown.
it isn't, but this guy danced around in front. Super. I mean, he
Oh, back
appeared
and
super
forth.
nervous. Like he
So-
was working
Yeah,
up to
I mean
a nerve.
that is very valid because
He was
the
fidgety as
time
hell.
that it would have taken for him to think about doing Joe's and
Right.
the time that
He was
it would have
contemplating.
taken.
He was just-
but it would have taken too much time.
And he was 3 blocks from Ferndale Police.
Yeah, no,
their
it's-
department when he did this shit. And this
Oh.
was a downtown silence. So if he was panicked coming in here with the alarm going and everything, I would think that he would be too chicken shit to do Joe's. It would require too much work because you're pounding on a front door. You got to get into that.
But you don't know if that was a 2-man operation.
I don't,
3-man.
but I'm just basing it on what I saw.
yeah, no, that does make
and
a lot of
how
sense.
he behaved.
Yeah.
This guy would be too much of a woman's private parts to
he
do
looked, he looked a
Joe's.
little nervous in here.
He did, sure.
Yeah, I really just don't think he was expecting
Does-
there to
does
be
that
legitimate alarms.
Is your alarm? Is it constantly just once it goes off, it just goes off till it's shut off?
Correct. Well, I mean, there was a delay in it when we got in here. It wasn't beeping because I think after an hour,
Yeah,
it kind of
it's-
tones down.
And you have-
But
and-
when
and
we
you
were,
have residential neighbors.
we
upstairs.
do, and then it went off when we were standing in here again. And that's I mean, it's loud it's like 170 decibels.
Yeah.
Like it brings you to your knees.
My buddy was saying, is there a way to silence the alarm?
Oh, I mean, if we watch Mission Impossible 3,
Why does
No,
your buddy,
not-
with
why does your buddy
Tom
wanna-
Cruise stretches
No,
just
not
enough, just
not
to,
that person silence it.
why does your buddy want to know?
Mm.
Not that person silence it, but for Jimmy to silence it, so that way, if somebody broke in, if he doesn't hear the alarm, maybe he doesn't.
He's not
panic,
so panicked.
and maybe he spends more time in here. And with the response
Well,
time,
now that you said that shit, well, guess what Stacy's doing right now? She's researching it.
yeah, because
on Amazon.
he just thought with the response time being so quick that if
You know how great it would have been
Oh,
if
yeah.
they would have caught his ass in the middle of the road.
and
Oh.
And I told him, I said, dude, I got cameras blanked in the back. We can take his ass out back and just one fingernail at
but
a
if they were
time.
back within a minute or here within a minute, and he doesn't hear an alarm, that guy's probably spending 10, 15 minutes in here.
You
He
think
would-
so?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Really?
if there was no alarm, he's probably in no hurry.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, part of me wants to silence it and then wait in the back.
You just want a Mission Impossible it.
I
mean,
do.
You want to drop
Draw-
down to the ceiling,
drill
like
into
this.
the wall
You
and-
want to. You just want to flop down to the.
I
know.
want to wear the black suit. It's all skin
I'm
tight.
gonna get you a
little,
tactical
little cat
vest.
suit.
I have one of those actually, but that'll be for another
episode.
episode.
But then now the side of it is, as bad as a situation as this was, can you see the positive in it?
Yeah, so that was the one thing, and we're going to take a little bit of a break here in a minute, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the positive. Now,
The flip side.
to kind of finish the negative part of this, I kind of, the professional side of me said, this is going to happen. You're going to
Yeah.
get broken into. You're going to have to deal with it like a professional.
The personal family side.
The part that messed me up is when the detective told me we're gonna pursue this as hard as we can, but the most likely he's gonna get arrested and get bonded out for like $100, and that's when this became an issue for me, right? I mean, it's like taking money from your family, right? And we built this shop. This has all been on hard work, not. This wasn't passed down. It's not like we inherited this. It's not like somebody built it and then we just took it over. We started this from the ground up. And I remember making the comment to Stacy, and that's when I lost it during the first Instagram Live. It was, out of all the people I could make a list of who deserve to have their shop broken into, we're probably the last on that list.
Yeah.
But what does that say that it happened? I mean, what does it say?
Good
I mean,
guys finish last.
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure every retail owner of a small business, I don't care, regardless of what you're selling or promoting, I guarantee you they're all under the same kind of mindset. They're nervous that they're going to. I mean, these weed places, which is one right down the corner from us.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna go in there one day and see what kind of
Surveillance
surveillance
yeah.
they have, because they must be, because you're talking
Their
we're-
cameras don't work very well, apparently. Detective was like, yeah, we're probably not going to get much help from them. For
Well, and
whatever
from
reason, so.
what we've heard after this experience, or the hardware sales people, I've heard
Yep.
other businesses that are within several blocks of us. Oh yeah, we've been broken into. We've been broken into. Oh yeah, we've had that. And so,
dude, cruising coffee during business hours.
so it sounds like this area, and it's this time of year, and so it's not just like, oh yep, it's because of the hobby, that's why somebody broke in here.
But the thing is,
There's
when you
so
mention-
much
when-
more.
When you mention the area, you can say, okay, this is Bellevue, but now in Bellevue you have some sort of high tech thief who's got better equipment and more experience, and
Yeah.
because of, everything goes hand in hand.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well, but what I was surprised at is, as negative as it was, and as alone,
It still is.
It is, but as alone as I was expecting to be, it was amazing what came out of it.
Yeah.
And after this break, we're gonna get to that side. Yes, Stacy. Are you talking about Pokemon? Because we kind of passed that.
No.
Oh, she's picking the mic up.
She's got that look on her face too.
She does. Like,
I'm already knowing that look.
So the commercial is going to be a recap on New Year's Eve.
There we go.
okay.
Very good commercial.
So this commercial break will preview what we're about to talk about,
Yeah,
which
some
is
of the
pretty
fun.
which is pretty awesome. So come on back and we will get into
Happy talk.
what happened as a result of all this. So
And we're back.
all right, guys, we are gonna. God damn it! You know, the thing is like, you try to do like good, right? And while we were away, I ended up getting some funky messages, right? Which is trying to bring our segment that is in the light, trying to
To the
drag
dark.
it into the darkness, right?
We're
not gonna let that
answer
happen.
Or reply or look at it.
Stacy's responding to it, so we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about what happened as a result of the break-in at Turf and Dirt.
the positive side.
So here's what I was expecting. I was expecting majority of the big-time sports card people to ignore what happened to me, because I'm a competitor. I take money out of a lot of people's pockets, right?
Yep.
And vice versa.
Correct, but you spend money with me, most likely you're not going to be spending that same money with somebody else, correct? So I expect people that I am in direct competition with to not like the fact that something happened to me that is going to give me attention and all those things. I expected that, right? Fair enough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have hated anybody for it, because frankly,
It's a competition.
it is.
It's business.
Like, it's business. Are you going, you're on hands-free, huh?
You got it, buddy.
So I did encounter that with some local breaking people, right? Kind of, okay, whatever.
yeah.
But I encountered it completely opposite with quite a few other people.
Yeah.
And I was shocked.
Even the other local shop in town. I mean,
So we're gonna do some shout outs to those that stepped up and did some pretty amazing stuff, right? First, we're going to start with, and I'm going to do KB card breaks, right? Kyle and it's Braden, right?
Braden, yep.
Kyle and Braden. So they're just getting off the ground, right? They're just now barely breaking product. And they stopped in the middle of what they were doing. All of our profit from my next break goes to Turf and Dirt. Like, dude, I appreciate it, but as a brand new breaker, that is hard to do, right?
It's a little bit of a setback.
But good gesture.
But what we didn't know, and it wasn't until Stacy started doing some research, he actually started a GoFundMe page that ended up getting a few $100s generated to donate to us.
Wow.
Right, Stace?
Yeah, somebody brought it to our attention.
Yeah, they said, "Oh, there's a GoFundMe." We're like, "What?" We had no idea.
I had saw that he had put one together for sure.
So I was blown away by that. The fact that you would go out of your way to do that. KB Card Breaks, Kyle, Braden, you guys rock. Now, the other one that I broke down yesterday when I did my thank you video, Legit Authentics. Are you kidding me? Runs one of the biggest Raz rooms on Instagram. Took an entire night that he's running his Razes and donated the entire profit to us. He generated over $400. Wow. That normally goes into his pocket for the work he does.
Yeah, no, that's
I couldn't, like, I lost it last night. We had Justin, who's a customer from the San Juan Islands, had a random PayPal from him for $200. We heard this ding, and we're like, "What? Who's that?" Justin from the islands. I'm like he just bought Prism from us. Yep. He just sent us $200 and sent us this long email. You know, sorry about what happened. Hates to see it happening. And we had that happening all day. Venmo and PayPal's all day. You're on. You're good.
The first time that he's physically stepped foot in the shop was the morning of the break-in.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
He was in here to talk about grading. And so he bought stuff. He bought $2,000 worth of Prism from me without even setting foot in here.
Oh, I gotcha.
All by mail. And the first time he sets foot in here is the morning of being broken into, and he brought a bunch of grading to us. And so I had to shake off the hump of, you know, and get to his stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, the one that was shocking to me, right? We have a shop just north of us, right? JEKK Sports Cards, owned by John Sandstrom. Okay, John and I have been friends for a while.
Hell of a guy.
He is.
I like him.
I've known John from my coaching days, right?
Right.
He had been the sports card guy around here before Joe broke into the sports card around here. He bought Joe out. We are in competition with one another. It's as much as anybody wants to powder butt it and everything, right? Baby powder on the behind and tap it. We sell some of the same crap.
Yeah.
Right? So we're chasing some of the same money. So he has a vested interest in seeing me falter.
Yeah, you would think. I mean,
my struggle is his gain, right?
And
to a
vice
certain
versa,
extent, yeah.
But not only did, when we posted a $500 bounty for the somebody being, the guy being charged, arrested and charged for the break-in here, he immediately messaged Stacy and said, "I'm going to add 500 to that." Blink of an eye, 500 extra. Let's get this SOB caught. And I'm like, okay. So we had a little bit of an issue.
That was 1A that
Right.
he helped with.
So we had a little bit of an issue going into New Year's Eve rips. We had been advertising it for a month, probably.
Yep.
Our order that we ordered extra was
Got snatched.
stolen.
Gone.
And so we were expecting a delivery New Year's Eve. And then this is when Stacy freaked out. This is when UPS said, "Oh,
we don't deliver.
We don't deliver on New Year's Eve. Sorry."
Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
hell
Christmas
yeah.
Eve is fine. We'll work until, the wee hours. But your stuff is in a truck somewhere on our property.
In Bellingham. It's here.
Freaked. And she freaked when people were coming in the store kind of being smart-assy about some shit, and she lost it. She's yelling and middle fingering, and
So she jimmied it.
she was full on.
She gave him the
She went from dirt to turf immediately. And we were stuck. We had half our inventory,
if that.
and Stacy was like, we can't do this tonight. We can't do it." She goes, hell with that. I'll be back. She bolts out the door. Drives up north. Walks into Sandstrom's shop. And John being the...
I held my shit together there.
She says she held her shit together there.
With authority.
With authority. She walks in there.
Give me all you got.
And John, without blinking an eye, says, absolutely, what do you need? I will sell you, lend you, whatever you want. So Stacy's starting to send me screenshots of his inventory, and I'm like, I don't know what this means. Like, am I supposed to say congratulations? You got a bunch of Prism blasters or what? She's like, no, you need to tell me what you want because he's going to give us whatever we want. I'm like, you're there, you're seeing it, make the list, let's go.
Wow.
And you know what's freaky? When we railed, because Devin was in the middle of selling stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
We railed through most of what we had of his.
Damn near all of it. It was crazy.
He messaged and says, do you need more? Yep. So as soon as he gets done eating his dinner, he loads up another tote and brings it down.
Wonder how he knew. Was he watching?
Might have been.
Well, he said to you guys, like, if you need anything later, I had no plans. Go ahead and feel free to contact me, and I'll get you whatever else you need.
But the kind of shit he brought? He brought a 2000 Bowman football hobby box. You know whose rookie's in that?
Who's?
The old man, Tom Brady. The
There
box is $1,700
old.
bucks.
He's your age.
So
Well,
that
yeah,
that
but
first round,
I'm actually older than he is. By the
that
way.
first round of product was a lot of like newer, current stuff,
Correct.
and then after
We railed through
after I
that
flew through
fast.
that, it was that next round was like blasters, mega boxes, and old hobby boxes. So that was the stuff that I would have, if I was him, I would have pushed out first. Said, here, go ahead, take all this stuff. But $200 for a $20 2018 Topps Chrome blaster. Like, I sold both the two that he gave us. Boom, boom. Like within 10 minutes, I sold those, and then a couple $65 blaster. I mean, the product that we were selling was insane.
And so I'm
Legit was one on there too that I was ripping a lot for him.
he bought a decent amount.
He
of
bought
stuff.
the hoops, the hybrid, I believe.
Can I admit something?
Go ahead.
And I'm ashamed to admit this, but I'm about the health of a business, right? I don't know. I mean, I would like to think that if John encountered the same problem, that I would do that. I would say, hey, what do you need? But I don't know. Like, he told me, he goes, I'm doing it because I think you would do it for me. And I love the fact that he saw that in me. But sitting here today, I can't definitively say yes, I would do that. Like,
It's hard to say, especially in the moment right now, because
you're not encountered with it. You're not dealing with the emotion of it.
not even the emotion is, do you have the product to spare?
Right now, I don't.
He was sitting on, as we saw with the years of the product, he was sitting on a huge inventory of
And
product.
he's probably not moving product. I mean, this is a pun or anything, but it's just, I don't think he's as active and moving the product like you are on a week-to-week basis.
He's not, but
and that's business plan
it's
up
just
there.
but it's just sitting on the shelf, and the repayment, whether it be monetary or, or figuratively, physically, who knows?
They're not a pack ripping shop. They're a box
correct.
shop.
I mean, and not only that, they're a single card shop.
So,
because
but-
he's deep in singles.
So that just for them, they're
Deep.
gonna take forever to try to sell those boxes because they need the right person to come in.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I was blown away at
The gesture. I mean,
yeah, it was incredible.
yeah, it was.
But
It was definitely a
I'm
big power
shocked. I mean,
move.
it's the first time I'm hearing it because you didn't say anything on Instagram about it.
I didn't
No, it
because
wasn't.
I was still processing
right,
it.
right.
Like,
And I'm not surprised though because I just met the guy a few months ago.
he's a good guy.
And my gut feeling was, especially like he's giving me product. He doesn't even know me, and he's giving me product that. Like,
So you know what? You know what?
and he
I'm
just seemed genuine.
Here's what I'm ashamed of right now is the other owner of the place. Right? I was expecting
the former owner.
the former owner. I was expecting that right?
Yeah, the stiff.
Right. I'm going to screw you, put the
Now's
screws
my
to
moment.
you.
Right.
Here I am. I get to step on you now that you are stumbling.
Right.
And I shouldn't have done that. I thought it for a minute. I shouldn't have done it. John is an upstanding JEKK Sports Cards. It's named after his family.
Check.
Well, J is for John, but I mean we can get into the whole
different
spelling
podcast.
thing. But John's a good guy. I was blown away, but I was blown away at the end. The problem is you're blown away by one thing, right? And then another great gesture happens, and you don't know what to give attention to because this great thing just happened, and now another great thing, and you're like,
Yeah, you're spread out all over.
right, I want to pay attention to this great thing, but I don't want to forget about the other great thing
Yeah.
I just got done, and then another great thing happens,
Just trying to show all the appreciation of.
and you're like going, I don't know what, like how, like, and so there might be people that feel like I cheated them on recognizing their greatness, but everybody rocked.
And this is the time. This is we're on the forum now where you can.
But I'm going to tell you right now, the two people who rocked the most, actually three. I have to give a shout out to Stacy. She was absolutely. I've lost it more over this than she did.
Yeah, it's your brainchild.
And so when I look at her and she's not getting upset, it's easier for me not to be upset, right?
There you go.
And then, the day of, I could only imagine how much I would have lost it if she was losing it. So shout out to her. But originally we had planned to do these rips and shifts. Outside of the first half hour, I didn't rip crap for 9.5, 10 hours. It was all Devin and Dusty. And that was huge, right? I mean, that is... At the end of the night, you see what it's like, right? It was fun, but it's taxing as hell.
I stood the whole entire time.
So you got to kind of come down from it, huh?
You do. I mean, you
I
rev
wanna-
yourself
I
up.
want to try someday. I couldn't because
I
of
was
family obligations.
I was losing my voice. You were, the lines getting a little spotty here and there. Trying to do the two tables.
I think next time, from what I heard in the background, because I heard Jimmy talking a lot in the background, kind of directing and quarterbacking the whole situation.
Trying to, but
a little bit. I think next time you'll have some other. It'll be a little bit more organized.
I'm
if,
sure.
To be
It's
never
honest,
done again?
to be honest, I
it went well though.
liked
It was wild.
I
bouncing.
liked that aspect of it different than your normal personal rips because it was a complete interaction forum. Like I was walking around, showing
Everybody was involved.
We were looking at Dusty's table while I had the camera on.
Dusty was
them.
at the kids' table, right?
Yeah, he was at the kids' table.
I was playing NBA Jam, making comments the entire time.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
I was
about them.
liquored up pretty good, but
Oh, you were feeling real.
I was feeling real. I
like
feeling
that,
real, yeah.
especially with the situation that had happened, to sort of make it that personal connection. I think is what everybody needed.
But you know what
that it atmosphere.
What I got a chance to do though is it allowed me to take a step back and see the totality of what was happening.
It's kind of like an outer body experience.
It was. I mean, I wasn't involved. Like I didn't have to focus on this person's rips. I got to watch it from afar and went, "Holy crap." And Stacy did the same thing.
Because
We set records. Okay, we're talking about COVID stimulus checks, double what they were yesterday, right? Unemployment double before than what it was now, right? We set records back then, but we shattered those records New Year's Eve.
Yeah, no, I mean it was.
We're talking 5 figures New Year's Eve, by the way. 5
I
figures.
figured that.
When we started,
Crazy.
I think the max that we had at one point in line was 24 people deep. I had in a line,
And it wasn't slow the entire time.
and there was never I've got to wait for my next person. It was maybe wait for my next person to pass off or.
And we're talking about not after 3 hours. We're talking after
9 hours.
7 hours that's still happening. 8 hours that's still happening.
So now I'm going to ask a question.
Sure.
Do you feel all of that came from the fact that your shop had been broken into and the word got out already? Or was it because of the fact that it was pre-planned and you were talking about it for a month?
I think.
I mean, what was what do you think?
That's a
what do you
good question.
think-
That is actually a
I'm
super good
I'm not
question.
trying to be devil's advocate here, but what it doesn't matter what led to it. It's
I can't. I honestly,
But
sitting here
what is your
today,
mindset
I
on
can't
that?
assign a percentage, but the overwhelming response that we ended up getting from the people that we'd not seen before is, I can't believe the kind of people you guys are in the card business, and we haven't had interaction before.
I mean, we had somebody say yesterday when you guys went live to shout out everybody. There was a guy, Sean. He said it was like one of the best times of his life. Like,
Correct.
He had so much fun. New Year's Eve was one of the best moments he's had. Like, and that's cool.
Sure. No, that's
We
cool.
we
Card
advertised the crap out of it, but I don't know. Can you assign
So
a
on-
percentage? I
on
can't
that-
assign a percentage.
So what I really think happened is when we went live after the break-in that morning, that video kept getting shared. And then when we decided that we still have to go through with the New Year's Eve rip and started advertising that a little heavier, that was getting shared.
And people
Yeah.
started messaging us, "Are you still doing New Year's Eve?" And we're like,
Right, I saw the comments on there.
Yeah,
I saw
we-
comments,
we have to.
And they mentioned in some of the comments, they mentioned about the break-in.
I think
Shitty
it was-
things that
I think
happened.
it's a 50-50.
Okay.
Honestly, I think it's
I just
50-50, to
wanted
be
to ask that
honest.
question. I didn't want to get you.
I'd say if we do it again, I think you still produce 80% of the volume at least. I think you because
I think so.
Because I think now any of those people who were new to the shop now see it. Now, if they spent a lot of money and enjoyed their time during New Year's Eve, I think they're coming back, whether it's in a lower dollar amount, but then now it gives those people more time to share
Right.
and tell more other people about it. So in a way, we could get 80% of the people who are on that night, but we can get damn near, a doubling of more followers
Shares
who would
and-
then
yeah.
come to that time. So it could be even bigger.
And I'm telling you
So
right
do you
now,
do you think that with the product that was missing, that was supposed to be used for that evening, had you had that product, it would have been better. It would have been bigger.
no.
I think it would have been worse.
I don't think it would
Really?
have been as good.
because the product that we ended up getting was such a vast variety.
Correct.
And
We
it
catered
was-
to more people with what John brought us.
Yeah, it was a.
Shout out to John, man.
We would have still. So I think we would have sold everything that you guys got on.
We
that
would have
shipment.
ran through
But
our entire inventory.
We probably would have had to stop earlier.
But the problem is, though, it would have only catered to a certain clientele that
Yeah.
we typically sell to.
Yeah, no. And
All
so
the new people, we wouldn't have sold Prism Football and
No,
all
no.
those other things like
Pokemon.
2000
Pokemon.
this, that, yeah.
We're now pre-ordering Like Stacy's yelling at me every time now the sales she comes. We pre-order Pokemon. Hell yeah, we pre-order Pokemon.
God forbid
Do you
that-
know anything about it? No, they look like a pork chop, but I'm still wanting to get it.
God forbid you get into magic.
What's a
man.
shizzard? It's like a gizzard with a shiz?
I know. I needed to look up some of the prices of the ones I pulled, but I mean the basketball. I liked, to be honest. I loved ripping some of the older basketball.
On the chance of getting a Luka
But the
rookie, right?
I pulled the Tatum rookie.
You did.
And the guy, it was the first pack. Boom. He's like, give me a Tatum. Boom.
the
flipped
Juan,
it
the
over.
Juan Soto Chrome
Yeah,
rookie,
I
which
pulled
is
two
dope.
of the Chrome rookies.
So I got another question. Since
Yes.
we have mentioned that, so we are doing another remote from
Yes,
Correct.
23rd.
Is it the 23rd?
23rd this
23rd.
month, right? I wonder
Yep.
what kind of feedback we're gonna get from that.
We're probably going to get a lot of sorry you're broken into, the
I don't even know if
condolences.
you get that anymore. Like, I heard what happened.
Oh,
That's true.
it'll be like, yep. Shh.
I don't see the sorry, because I think people are like, I'm not going to keep going back to the well and remind
mean,
you
I
of
get
you're
it.
bad. But
Right,
like,
right.
hey, I heard what happened to you.
But more importantly, what are we going to do to make our visit better than before?
I'll be there.
Like I said,
That's
what are we going to do to make it
I'll wear a
better
jersey.
than before?
There you go.
I mean, because we know the environment,
we definitely got to get somebody who's deep in the game of the card world as a guest.
That's not you, by the way.
So we got to get one of the grizzled vets, one of the guys this is their 20,000th show that they've attended.
What about Ron, who runs it?
That would be an interesting
Now
one.
he's
yeah.
Roman.
And he would be one that
But
we could really corral.
He's Rome. He's Italian.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
from Rome.
he actually wears a helmet and a little skirty thing. He holds a sword.
Toga.
Yeah, is
But
that
yeah,
what they call it? A
I think
skirty
that
thing?
I think that would be a good
But
one
you know
for
what?
sure.
It'd definitely be a good plug. He would have a good plug in for his own shows.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm happy to advertise for Twin Oaks. I mean, it's the only active show around. And not only that, but his show was at a different mall, and he went, well, if you guys aren't going to reopen for COVID, I'm going to take my wares
Factoria?
elsewhere. Bellevue Factoria Mall, yeah. I did that show there several times. Stacy and I both did.
I think I remember you seeing it back in
man.
the day.
But I mean,
It
definitely,
was the same 10 people.
definitely ripping some more product.
It is a different environment today.
How about my model guy? Mr.
Justin,
Herbert?
he was Herbert Thick.
and that
we
will
did-
be interesting too. It'll
Would
be-
you want to talk to him?
No,
Like sit as really?
no.
He better
Wow,
have
that
my
was
Corsair
a,
model.
That was a
quick.
quick.
That was a quick.
That was a quick. No.
That might be my time I go shopping. You guys could do the
Oh, I don't know.
two-man
I would
tango
like
with
to.
them.
I would like to hammer Ron.
Yeah,
I would like to. Can we, Stacy? Can we message Ron and see if he would be down for a podcast interview on the 23rd of January, in case he's unaware of when his own show is? You can even tell him the time that his shows are going on.
And mention that it's not at Factoria this time. It's
Right, it's in Auburn Outlet Super Center Mall, Center Outlet Mall, Indoor
Place.
Center Mall Place
not too
building.
Far, not too far from Lids.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell it is.
Dude, they got a sick.
Hot topic.
I'm coming this time with money.
I'm rolling with some cash. I got my stimulus check, by the way, so I'm.
So did I.
So-
But so did my kids.
Oh,
3 of them.
Yeah, Stacy got all that. So
So what do you think? Like, we need to do a poll though for the Instagram.
we have
world.
Ask Kards Korner too.
Well, yeah, that's maybe we'll ask. But we definitely got to get a poll on what they think. Oh, would a monthly rip session day be good? Or
I think the next time we do it, though, we go big nuts and go 12 hours.
yeah. I mean,
12, like you need to be toweled off in between each.
yeah, and Dusty's not stealing the big boy table.
Well,
Dusty.
I'd
So-
want to do it as well.
You get the little kid table.
So I think if we take 3 to 4 people, divide it up, 12 hours,
Divvy the rooms.
you can't. But you gotta not love every single card.
I love every single card.
Yeah,
If
but
it's
you
Chase
in
Young.
this instance, you can't like be ripping hockey hoping for Chase Young
No,
can't
no,
do
no.
that.
For my non-favorite football team.
yeah, for sure.
from the Washington,
Yeah.
The Washington non-favorite
football
football team.
Yeah.
the non-Redskins, right? Can we say
Dwayne
that?
Haskins jersey.
We do.
Let's
$50
get it.
on sale.
Get it now. Buy it now. Buy now.
Stacey,
Do you
Yeah.
think
Yes.
we ask Kyle and Braden if they want to come do a break that day? Here,
That might be
all this-
too much if we had multiple tables.
But they have their own tables. But they
Did we already sign up for 2?
No, I'm talking about the marathon.
For another marathon.
Oh, I don't know. I think that might be kind of sick. Do a
They're-
remote
well, they're on
break.
Their own, and they're on their own.
I mean, they're going to be
channel,
on their
too.
own channel. Yeah,
Sure.
they're not breaking on. They're not. Gonna,
Shit,
they don't need to break on turf and dirt. They're breaking on KBs. I got
Tranquilizer
I got
guns.
magazines.
The only thing with them is, do they have? Because he mentioned it about ripping at the show, is that their equipment doesn't really travel.
Like they can't put it in a car and go.
Yeah, it didn't. It sounded like it's got a big,
right, it's like 1940s.
Yeah, but he's an AV guy.
clunky.
He told me I'm an AV guy.
Yeah, but that's because we asked
Like
him. I had
aviation,
asked him
or-
about last
I don't know.
doing it at the
Avionics.
show.
Avionics, like he's good with flaps and
Sure, I don't know.
I don't know, hydraulic fluid.
Anyway,
Sure. I mean, I would think it would be easier to I think his equipment would travel better to here than it would be a mall.
or
Yeah.
let me ask you this, and just hypothetically speaking,
God, you got some crappy hypotheticals today, but let's
I got
do
great
this.
questions, man.
Let's go. You're going to talk about this shit in like 2 weeks, aren't you?
I'm still mad.
You're
from
like,
the, I'm still mad from the
did
break.
you love that question I asked like 2 weeks ago? You like that?
How about he takes over this equipment while we're there when we can go on break to go shopping?
Yeah.
At the show?
Like we'll pull a Dustin, all
And,
right,
and
then he can
disappear
use the-
for hours on end?
and they can use the
And
equipment.
be like,
for their
dude, what are
break.
you doing? I'm
I'm
they
looking
can-
for.
looking regard
They
like
can change the backdrop. They can do whatever they need to do. I mean, it's just plug and play. They're
Gotta
on
get some
their phones,
alkaline.
and they can use the equipment while we're on break shopping or dusting it.
Well, I mean, you're going to need to stand in. I mean, actually, you have to make an appointment to do Hot Topic
Yeah, true.
and what was the other one?
Spencer's.
Spencer's.
Well, what about Funko? He says it's pretty great. There
Oh,
too.
Funko's they got
That
autographed
Funko shop
Funkos.
was fire. Yeah, and he told me about how
My
they,
Boba Fett prints came.
he told me how they get the autographs. So they got their connections is pretty deep. On
Oh,
the
yeah.
autograph pops.
Mountain Memories.
Cons.
So that was.
Yeah, they don't have good memories, but they got
Anyway,
good autographs.
Just an idea. Hey, take over the table. We'll be back in 1 to 3 hours.
I don't take breaks. I just go. I just roll. There's no breaks.
How about Dustin? Does he?
I didn't even
does he
eat
take
that
breaks?
day.
Dustin loves breaks.
Dustin is. he
Dustin
wait-
loves
he-
breaks.
He waited to go on break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but did you see the chicks he was talking to when he was on break?
No, dude.
Dude, he
I
was
didn't see it.
rolling. He was
Was
rolling
he?
heavy.
All cross
You know, like 4, and some of them were dragging their leg, and he didn't
Oh,
care.
yeah,
He
he
was like,
didn't
"What's
care.
up?"
You know,
Ow, K-line in his
think-
hand.
I think we're live on
1880.
the
1880.
live on the gram.
Yeah.
Oh, I see the face coming.
We are live on
What's
Instagram.
up,
Sorry,
Insta
Dusty.
World? Damn, Dusty Wanderer.
Dragon leg and
Send
That's
him
not
with the,
dragon like
send him
"Rawr," fire shooting. I'm talking dragon behind.
send him with the shopping list. You know?
That's
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
And we like to see a bit of change back.
All right. Ask Cards Corner. Let's
Ask
do
Cards
it.
Corner. So a few questions came in before we went live, so we're gonna just go with those first.
Go.
If there's any questions that
Go.
come live through Instagram, we
Go.
will answer those.
We're waiting.
What is your favorite sport to collect and why?
So you go first because we know you don't collect sports, but
You don't
you
cards.
collect,
For me-
you collect moments.
I collect moments. Like this is a moment I can't get rid of.
This
Right.
magic
I can't get
moment.
it graded. I couldn't send it back. I guess for me, it's going to be hockey and football.
Why are you looking at me? Like,
Because who do I look at?
He's got to get your verification. Is
Yeah,
it
I
okay
gotta
to
get
collect
that.
football?
not really, but okay. Like
But,
1989.
Hockey and football.
Synergy. Do you know?
Basketball.
You know what's about synergy and what it's made of?
Ask a Tate.
Yeah, asses and Tate.
That's right.
Eat taters,
but
not Tate.
mainly memorabilia and you know.
Yeah.
What
Ask
is
about
your
cards.
What is your favorite thing to collect though? Because
Memorabilia.
people hear the card thing, but they don't
Memorabilia.
see a lot of card things out of you. So what is it you like?
Memorabilia. This stuff. Helmets, jerseys, mini helmets, autographed 8x10s.
Is there something that's preventing you from jumping off the card cliff? Like, was
No.
there something that's
No.
still
Because when I did that one rip with KB Cards Corner,
KB cards? Yeah.
whatever. It was pretty friggin' exciting. Even though
He
I
has
didn't
a
know the
hard
draft.
time keeping the podcast separate from other
Yeah.
people's shit.
Anyway, but no, I'm liking it more and more. Those kind of breaks, I'm
Breaks
really liking them.
breaks are an acquired taste, and I just don't like that taste.
That's why we do personal rips,
Yeah.
not breaks,
I,
right?
there's a lot like a
Well,
lot of
for me,
coworkers who are
it
loving the
was
break.
mainly because of the fact that
You're converting them to rips, though, right?
Yeah,
For me,
I-
it was mainly because of the unknown. As far as like, I was on even keel with everybody.
Yeah,
yeah,
That's
I get
the
it.
only thing that kept me like drawn to it. Like,
I don't know. Yeah,
and then I just got lucky that particular break, and I did very well.
well, you
the
got
autos, and I got all
yeah,
the major stuff.
and you got the
You know,
division that you wanted.
You mean you performed well?
I didn't perform.
You said
at
the
all.
right comments. You
No.
raised your hand at the right time.
Yeah, exactly.
You went
I
to
mean,
the bathroom
I got
appropriately.
The Lakers, they got no draft picks.
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine if I was the only one.
They had
team thing.
Alonzo one time. Lonzo at one
Yeah,
time, but
that wasn't going to come out in those cards.
My favorite cards to my favorite sport to collect, I'd say baseball's first.
baseball,
Yeah, baseball's first, then football.
minor league, baseball.
No, I can't do minor league.
Basketball over that.
Minor league prospect, it's a little struggle, but I don't know, baseball. It's the American pastime. It's what I've grown up. That was really what I collected growing up.
I wish they just
was
did
more
it seasonal.
baseball.
I wish it was seasonal. Baseball season, all you had to rip is baseball.
Nah,
Football,
like I said,
that.
I mean, this Bowman's Best has been by far my favorite to
brutal.
rip. So I'm loving every bit. I mean, it started with
2019
finest
heritage.
and it's finishing with best. So
All right, what's the next question?
What are the rookies to be looking for in baseball?
Okay, yeah.
So I just read there's a list out on MLB.com of each team's like to watch rookie.
I can tell you right now, the
Of
top
this year.
second-year player to watch out for is Evan White.
Nobody,
Gold
nobody
glove,
wants the
first
second
base,
year.
rookie, second. Well, his rookie is coming in Series 1, by the way. So he is technically a rookie in card world.
The biggest thing.
Like, are we that delayed, really?
Oh, the delay is crazy when you got multiples going. The biggest thing is what teams could afford people calling up. So Kelnick is the Mariners' go-to.
J-Rod.
So J-Rod, they're saying they would love to see the both up together, but they're saying it looks more like
Kelnick is ahead of the game.
Yeah, and they're saying
because of J-Rod's
this
injuries.
could potentially be a back-to-back-to-back rookie of
Correct.
the year for the Mariners. That they
Correct.
have the three that can win it all.
Dominguez.
Dominguez in like
it'll
17
be,
years,
it'll
he'll
be
make
Kelnick,
it up.
It'll be J-Rod. They're the next two AL Rookie of the Years.
Yonder.
I'm
But,
putting money down on it right now. A whole 50-cent piece. I have it in the register.
A doubloon.
Is that what they call it?
A gold doubloon.
What is a loony?
There's the
yeah.
best trade candidates, but there's a lot. I mean, a lot of guys who came up like a Rosarena. Technically, this is his rookie year, and so there was some hum about him not being the rookie of the year front runner, which I mean he has some little off-field
but
issues.
Kyle Lewis has outperformed everybody, not only at bat but in the field. Right?
Oh yeah,
We'll see once Baum gets his full season under his belt.
yeah. There is a bum. You got some of the pitchers who should be coming up, but it's the chase. It's too hard. It's whatever.
But when
comes
they
down
start,
to convenience.
Bauma's going back to Single A, right? I think they have a spot of reserve for High A still.
Who, Mr. Runner-Up and Rookie of the Year? No.
No, he's already made the roster there, Jackalope. All right. I think the best rookie to collect is all of them.
Because
And the reason why is the speculation of prospects right now in baseball are huge. And the fact is, there is going to be somebody that nobody has talked about. He's going to have a 3 home run week in Double-A ball, and people are going to go ape shit because they had his autograph in Bowman draft. And oh my God, he ended up having an autograph in Bowman's best. So he is going to be the hottest thing to collect.
Yeah,
and that is what we're going to be talking about come February.
So teams like the Padres with guys like Robert Hassel, those ones they're not going to get the chance. Those teams that are too complete, you want to look for those.
Yeah, the stack teams on.
Yeah, you want to look for those teams that are going to have the struggling season and find their diamond
For the rookie part, but I think
Yeah.
prospecting,
Yeah, but
that's the meat.
somebody
of
to
it.
chase who's going to have that potential in that top series 2 rookie card. Somebody that could pop out in there. That's where you're going to want to look.
Or if the team's having that awful of a year, they need to bring it and kind of spice things up a
The
little bit.
Torkelsons. And,
Right.
But you want to impress somebody like me, you baseball prospect and get it correct. You prospect in the minor leagues and get it right.
Do your homework.
It's tough. That's why I do it.
Then send it in to get graded.
Correct. PSA, not SGC.
CBGBs.
Okay, the next question.
CBC, isn't that the stuff in weed?
No, that's THC.
Oh, THC, sorry.
The next question: if you can meet
Yep.
one athlete,
Oh.
past or present, who
Oh.
would it be? Jimmy cannot say Evan White.
Did they really say that?
Yes.
Nuh-uh.
Dead
You're going to have to
serious.
show
Devin,
me
you're first on this one, Devin.
One athlete that I can meet.
Even if I picked him up in my car? If I picked him up in Evan, that wouldn't be weird? Okay.
Oh,
Let's go.
man.
You got 5 seconds.
Currently,
Any
yeah,
time,
there's-
any time frame. Any time frame.
there's the only one that it rings to me that I haven't met, and it would be I go back to Cal Ripken. That's always like the one
Good
guy
choice.
that
Who parties the most? Like,
that I
Jason
haven't
Dominguez.
met. It's not Jason Derulo, but yeah, it was,
Jason
How about
Dominguez.
You? How about you?
Honestly,
I'm
this is going to shock.
Can I take a guess?
Go ahead. You're never going to get it.
I'm going to say Peyton.
Nope.
Oh, shit.
You got a guess? Buffalo Chips over here guessed. All right, so we had a little technical snafu, but we are back, and
Glitch.
they are trying to guess who I am going to ask about meeting.
I said Tatis. I think I was
said
going
Griffey
baseball.
Jr.
Current player or player currently, yes, Tatis would have been my choice, but I actually have a better choice.
Pete Rose.
So when I was playing baseball, I heard a lot about my dad, who was a great shortstop in high school. And I didn't get a chance to play catch with him when I was a kid, that I remember. And so if I had to meet, it would be to meet my dad back when he was a baseball player, playing age.
Oh,
and play catch with
Damn
him.
sentimental moment. Shit.
You know, I mean,
So
if you
Field of
build- if
Dreams,
if you
Field
build-
of Dreams means something to me
Oh, it means
because
something to me, too.
that would be what I would choose.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I heard that my dad was good enough to go to college, but decided to go into the Navy instead,
Gotcha.
and he decided to serve his country. So that is who I would choose. We had a little. Stacy's tearing up right now, but we had a little family thing, and it made me think about it. But yes, my dad was a all-star shortstop in high school. I would love to be able to take him as a kid, and as I know is what I coach, and play catch with him when he was in high school. That would be dope. And that's who I choose.
Yours a hockey guy or
No,
football?
no, mine's
You just
mine's
can't
baseball.
beat
It's-
what I just did,
No.
so you can try, but
Oh, John Kinsella. No, I'm just kidding. Mine would probably be like Shoeless Joe Jackson.
No.
Way back in time during that great era of baseball.
Yeah.
you know. And just, to hear what happened,
Yeah.
But Shoeless Joe would be.
that's a good
you know,
one, though. I mean,
it's just, I have books on him at home. I have a ton of reading
I would,
material on him.
and also, that era of Lou Gehrig, those kind of guys,
Mm-hmm.
just, just to ask, Lou Gehrig, do you realize in 2020 what you do to baseball?
Yeah.
And you've been dead for
Or if you
how
want to
many decades, right?
Or if you want to have a great time and get whacked and get
Babe
drunk.
Lawrence Taylor?
No, Mickey Mantle, man.
I was going to say, are we doing
Johnny-
coke off the back of a toilet in a Miami club?
Trying to get into the club with Johnny Bench,
There you go.
I heard that story. So,
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
all right. Shoeless Joe. Next, all right, clear the tears out. Let's go.
So the last question that I have, unless any more come through on Instagram, is what is your favorite thing about collecting cards?
I have two ways to answer that, so I will wait until the end.
The favorite things about collecting cards, it's, as my son has said before, that rush, of getting the big hit or getting the your PC collection. So that would be definitely at the top, is just the rush. That's why I don't
From rips.
from ripping my own stuff
Right.
though. That's why I don't.
Opening your own
That's
pack.
why I don't like breakers, and even it's hard for me to do personal rip stuff like that because I like. You see how long it takes me to open a pack, and I like to really cherish the moment. And
Sure.
So that's number one. Number two is if I do find a good title that I like, is trying to complete the set. So I like that.
Finest, and then now
The finest and now
best.
Bowman's best. I mean, those two are the baseball ones. Football, I have a couple different ones that I've actually put the time to try to complete. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely the thrill of hitting big, like with my son. I mean, just opening a pack, he enjoys it regardless of what we pull. So, those moments.
For me, it's building building the complete sets. I'm a complete set guy. I like complete sets regardless who's in it. And then the other one is just I guess it's just getting my favorite players and finding them in cases and whatnot and collecting and building sets of my favorite players.
Yeah.
Just and I got books and books of my favorite players. And then sometimes it's a struggle to choose a new player. You get caught in. At
Evan White.
I'm old school, and it's like I like my Bretts, my Mattingleys, and my Schmidts. I love those guys.
Got to have the flair.
But it takes a lot to dive into somebody. And this year, with all the COVID going on and meeting Jimmy in the sports car world and seeing who the draft pick were, I'm a Chase Young-aholic.
Yeah.
Not on my team, but I like his stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, I love the fact that Stacy likes to surprise me with Evan White cards all the time, right? I mean, it's cool. I like setting them up.
Yeah.
I like people walking in and seeing them, but that's not what gives me the thrill. Similar to Devin, that feeling you get when you get that card that you like, you open that pack up, but what people tend to forget is that feeling that you get is no different than your father got. I know
Yeah.
but theoretically speaking,
Yeah.
your grandfather, your great-grandfather, Babe Ruth era people who are opening up Topps cards back in the 30s and 40s and 50s.
Or smoking cigarettes. And
Correct. When they got the card that they liked, they got that same feeling.
Yeah. No, that's true.
And it is the only hobby that I know of where that is cross-generational.
I think Cars is up there with it.
No.
Cars?
Automobiles.
You open a box of cards?
No.
That's
I'm
a
talking about
different
cars,
that's
I'm
a different thing.
I like
You
the rush.
opening up that pack,
Oh, of course.
that instant feeling,
Yeah.
it's generational. Even those of us that own a shop still feel it. I say it all the time. You feel it less, but you still feel it.
Well,
Yeah.
I see it in the excitement in your voice when the tone changes from a subtle Jimmy ripping, doing personal rips to the yelling of a personal rip, and the card's not even his.
Yeah,
I was yelling. I know I was.
Dustin pulled that Herbert, and that thing was beautiful.
Did he yell? No, his
said-
octave went up a hair.
Did it? 'Cause
He said, "Hi, my name is Dustin. I'm going to pull a Herbert for you."
He actually did do that, by the way. So and
Yeah,
then
him introducing himself.
But the other thing that I would not have seen, and I didn't see it in the other shop I was affiliated with, but it is the pure, absolute joy of somebody opening up a pack of cards and being excited about what comes out of it.
yeah, it's
Value-wise, it could be total crap in comparison to what comps are, right? And what we're all trying to do. They're like endless, like mindless monkeys and comp, sell. But to watch the kid, even the adult, that
I do
opens it up and gets psyched and excited, no matter what comes out of that, there is nothing better on this planet other than putting the foot up the ass of the guy that broke in here. Just throwing that out there.
It's part of the table in the center and the people sitting there ripping with their kids
Right.
and that connection, or meeting their buddies down here after work
Yeah.
and ripping some packs.
Never would have happened because it wasn't it wasn't condoned in the other shop. Never would have happened without Turf and Dirt, and it breathed life into how I look at humanity a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if this table wasn't here, I don't know if I would be here today.
Probably not.
It's as simple as that, because I don't think I would have ever built the connection to you guys.
But it's like family. Like
Yeah,
the
no, that's-
connection you
that's
build
what I
is
said,
like family with us, and I couldn't imagine not having Devin.
the
doing
shop,
what we do,
The
right?
shop getting broken into, it. I mean, everybody's
You wanna say anything?
asking me, is it my shop? And I'm like, it feels like it is. Like that's how it's
But
close
it's
to
the
it.
community that we try to build. That's
Yeah.
what it does. So, the funny part is I remember vividly when the other guy, right, was here and he told me, this is the dumbest idea on the planet, putting this table in this shop. And I looked at him and I remember just the sparkle in his eye, and he said, you can't have stuff in here that's going to make people loiter. And I remember he used the word loiter, and he could barely pronounce it.
Dude, the whole premise is to keep
Because it
somebody
was
in the
like
store
litter, but
the longer
a
they-
little
the more they're gonna spend.
accent on the E. I'm like,
Yeah, that's why
but it
his
wasn't
business is
even
so
that.
successful.
Like, when I talked to the newspaper guy, it was like, the whole thing about a barbershop. We as a hobby have a lore that we need to pass down. One of the reasons why vintage is dying is nobody takes the time to stop and share what's going on in the hobby.
yeah.
We're too worried about how much money we're getting for a card and how much more we can make than the next guy, right? Oh, there's an Instagram channel that's got one more follower. Can I make more money than him? That is what we are wrapped up in today.
Yeah.
The lore is dying because of that.
And what are you going to do if you're a set builder and you have boxes and boxes of condoms? Stand up and hold them while you research?
condoms?
Right, you're going to be like, I have,
You know, or do you-
I'm looking for 1983 tops. The young kids today, they're all about Justin Herbert's the greatest. Oh my God. They're like, 83, what? Are you Dusty? Mickey Mantle, who?
Are you Dusty? Poor Dusty.
Yeah. Oh, snap. But that's one of the things. This hobby has a lore, and it's important that we pass it down. It is dying. Every card has a story. I've said it many times.
The cards may look different nowadays, but it's still bringing that same nostalgia
They
feeling.
look different, but their history, their past is still the same.
Yep.
It is still there.
Some people dance to forget. Some people dance to remember.
Hey.
Dude, my brain hurts
Yeah,
right
I
now.
got.
But the
I got
beautiful,
lost in the dance.
But the beautiful part about Turf and Dirt? Every single card in here I've had my hands on. I've touched. You
COVID.
look like it's weird.
I'm not. I believe you.
I wore a mask the whole time, but
Sure you did.
psych. All right.
Anything else?
Yes, there
They
are
were
two.
digging. They were digging the lower part, right?
Yeah. So the next question
Excalibur.
is for D-Max.
Uh-oh.
Are
Is
you
I gonna
single?
pull the sword out of the?
Am I?
He's cute.
That's not a...
Was
Tell,
that- is
tell my
that-
son to get off
Is
of
that
here.
Sarah?
Yeah.
No.
Sarah.
It's your wife.
Oh.
Oh,
there's my
snap.
wife. Of course that would be her.
Be careful how you answer that, because it could be her trying
Your
to play
son's
you.
asleep back there.
I don't doubt
By the
that
way,
he's
he's
asleep.
snoring right now,
Sounds
so-
like my wife.
Okay, next question. Serious question.
Dude, you escaped that one. I would have answered it. I would have stepped up and went, "All right, here we go." What is the British male stripper movie thing? What is it called?
Chippendales?
No. They made a
Magic
movie.
Mike.
Deuce,
Is that what it was? You could have been Magic Mike right there.
I
You
was
had
gonna
a
say
mic
Deuce,
in your hand.
Deuce Bigelow.
Shut up, male. Juice Bigelow, male gigolo. There we
Okay,
go.
serious question. What do you think about Luca?
One who comes to the store.
I haven't watched ball this year. I've been meaning to try to sit and actually watch a game, but I haven't seen how he's been performing this year.
Stud.
But
if I was to invest, Luca would get my money.
Luka definitely is the guy going into this season that I
Giannis first, and then
seem to
Luca.
follow. I just like his style. I like his demeanor, the way he carries himself on the court. I mean, he seems to have all the moves, the shot. I mean, the post game.
Well, I'm not trying to.
The only player.
I'm not trying to build up anything, but the last player I fan wore their jersey. They won a Gold Glove when they were a rookie first baseman.
Oh,
So I put Giannis's jersey, knowing that when I put this on, magical things are happening, and then boom, he scored damn near 50.
He just got hurt. He's out for 4 weeks.
No, he's not. He's Superman. They got steroids now, by the way.
you got Steph Curry just popped 62 the other night.
Steph Curry drank
Seth Curry?
from the same fountain that Giannis drank from.
But the thing is that I guess
it was COVID
the day
related.
before he had a really terrible game. I was just listening to a little clip, and they caught Damian Lillard actually saying something positive, but they only took the negative
Twist out of it.
points to it, and basically caught Damian saying that he said that he's trash, and
Steph is?
yeah, that Steph Curry is trash, and then
Steph Curry's a stud. I
so
mean,
Steph actually took some offense, even knowing that it wasn't
But he's a
real,
sensitive guy, and his wife
and then
talks to
just
him, and
then just pop 62.
I'm not a
really,
Steph fan.
his
Yeah.
wife talks to him.
Oh my God.
My son's a Steph fan.
How do you feel about Giannis?
Giannis?
Antetokounmpo.
I love Giannis.
Antetokounmpo.
Malak, I love.
He's a
Sugar?
Greek freak.
Sugar. All right. Yeah.
Okay, last question.
Yes, it is a husky schmedium.
As we go into the playoffs,
Kobe.
who's going to be playing for the Super Bowl?
Oh,
At least get the 2 teams, right?
It's-
2 teams?
Pick 2 teams.
Seattle's
Who's
one of
playing-
them.
Who's playing who?
They're going to deny it, but Seattle's going to end up being one of them.
the matchups are intriguing though. I think this week sets up a huge way of how everything can turn, because the 4-5 game, you got the Redskins playing
Tampa.
who are they're the 4 seed, but they play Tampa. So the Redskins were they would 7-9, and they're playing Tampa. So they're obviously, there goes that game. I think that one is the only one
Is
that's
Dwayne
going.
Haskins starting?
Yeah,
Because they
no.
might have a chance.
Alex
Robert Francis.
Smith, but that's the only underdog that I see winning this weekend.
Is Washington beating Tampa?
No, it is Tampa beating Washington, because technically Tampa's the
Because of the
lower
ranking, only
seed.
because of their seating.
The lower seed. So the visiting team.
So who in their
Because
great...
Tampa's a wild card.
I don't care. Tampa could be the one holding the
Easy, I'm
ticket
wearing
in
the
the
hat.
stands. Like,
That would be
they're
far,
literally... Washington
well,
is...
they're the underdog in the sense of they're the lower seed. They're the visiting team.
please.
They're not going to lose that
Smoke
game.
and mirrors.
But
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
4-5 seed is Baltimore, Tennessee,
That's a good matchup.
and I think that's the best game of the weekend.
Derrick Henry, 200 yards rushing.
I think.
2,000
And
for the
shout
season.
out to Derrick Henry. He needed 223 yards to go over 2,000, and you're talking about a game that I didn't see it going that direction, where he needed to run that much to beat Houston. and it took it down to the wire, and they won in a crazy game, and he put up like 250.
He runs for 150. I will be wearing his white jersey on the next podcast.
So back to the main question.
I stared at it yesterday.
Who were the
You
two
saw
teams
it, right?
you see in
It's
the finals?
sick.
Yeah, as
Seattle.
crazy it is, I'm leaning towards Kansas City and Tennessee being my AFC guys. My AFC. I just
Well, they can't play each other.
no. I'm
Finals.
my AFC teams that I see,
You know, AFC and NFC face
And
each
then-
other in the Super Bowl, right?
FUCK.
and then
KFC, man.
NFC.
See, you're not going to do it because you got this. You have the most
locked in the
uber
Oh,
hatred
God.
for
Oh,
Seattle.
But
I think Jamal Adams, because there's been a lot of crap talked about his injury, he's going to come into this because he hasn't had a chance yet in his career.
I'm going with the 1 seed over there, or not? No, I'm going with the Saints. I'm gonna rock with the Saints
Really?
in the NFC.
Taysom Hill and
Alvin
And-
Kamara.
missing a spleen, Drew Brees.
Michael Thomas needs to be healthy.
got his Funko autograph, by the way, for sale. Turfender Sports
But,
Cards.
I'm gonna go Saints. I'll go chalk for the most part. Saints, Kansas City. The sort of higher seeded teams. But I would like to see Tennessee just because of the grit that team brings. I feel like that's the type of team that people are gonna want to watch in the Super Bowl.
So my sentimental favorite would be, I got to go Seattle just being a homer. I think Russell Wilson, he's kind of been struggling,
He's a last second guyer.
but I think he's gonna catch fire. I think Jamal Adams is pissed off, and he's a game changer.
Huge year.
So he's gonna come back from his injury, and I think Seattle, for me, sentimental favorite, Seattle and Tennessee, because I would love to see Derrick Henry in a Super Bowl. But I think it's going to be KC Seattle.
It would be great if we
I'm
can get
calling-
some
I'm
Derrick Henry
calling-
rookie year product in here.
I'm calling flat out Buffalo.
Yeah.
It'll
Have
be
you
a
seen how
Buffalo.
much that shit costs?
It's Henry. That's like a couple years back.
Well,
I'm calling Buffalo Seattle Super Bowl.
yeah, really.
Yeah,
Josh
but see-
Allen, Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I like that.
With
I like
Buffalo
that
coming
pick.
out top.
I don't hate the Buffalo side. That would
You hate the
that's
Seattle
out there. Yeah, that's what's not.
Is it
happening.
just Russell Wilson, or is it just you just SEA? You're allergic to that.
I'm allergic.
And the AFC, you don't see KC and Buffalo going at it for the win.
I like Tennessee's team.
But let me
more.
ask you a question.
I think
though.
they're more
If
well-rounded.
that's the case, Buffalo, KC, Josh Allen beats Patrick Mahomes. Does
did.
Josh Allen get anointed
No, but they don't get
as the greatest?
No.
like Patrick Mahomes is
No.
anointed.
Mahomes.
Really?
Their styles are too different.
And then, of course, my sleeper is going to be Cleveland.
Yeah, but
Cleveland
is it
sucks.
me
I mean,
or
well-
is Josh Allen more of a I command more out of my entire team than what Patrick Mahomes commands out of Tyreek Hill?
I think Josh Allen fits that offense well. I think they gel together. I think Mahomes actually elevates the game of his teammates a little bit more.
Just because
Okay.
he's a gunslinger and you don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
I get it.
And he has the weapons.
They're all great.
If Seattle wins the
It's
Super
all
Bowl,
great picks. It's all great.
the
picks.
the following week I will finally invest and I'll wear my Jamal Adams.
No,
I'll get a
see,
Jamal
that's
Adams.
messed up. You
If-
need to be rocking Russell Wilson.
No, if I have to wear Russell Wilson, I will be. It will give me COVID if I have to put that jersey on.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, we got one that will
It
fit
would
you.
itch the
So
shit
do
out.
I. I have 3 of them.
I'm itching right now thinking
He
about it.
does. It doesn't surprise me. Did they fight? Oh, see, that's what happens when you pull videos up on your phone that I don't have a context to. All right. So, I think, is that it?
That's all she wrote.
Is that it? Are we done?
Record tonight.
Yeah, because the last question was mine.
Yours. What does that
Yeah.
mean?
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl?
That was a pretty good question.
Yeah.
what? Super Bowl question? I like that.
Oh, Stacy, who do you like?
And you know what the part is
Una momento, por favor.
oh, you're gonna ask Stacy. What is your pick,
What are your
Stacy?
picks? What are your picks?
I don't know.
Oh,
Buffalo and
you
Seattle.
got some help here. One over there, Cleveland.
Oh God.
Would you like to see Seattle in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but I agree with Joey. He says he's kind of nervous about playing the Rams.
Yeah, but it depends
With
on
their
who's-
backup quarterback, the guy that was in the
the
RFL league or whatever that was.
Yeah, the AFL and who's
XFL, I think.
also
But
a.
Seahawks are kind of like the Cougs. They're gonna Coug it at the end.
Really, you're gonna throw your own people
I
under the
am.
bus.
I hope they get.
They ain't the Huskies.
Yeah, he hopes they
The
get
whole fist
They
goes
get
up there.
They get fist effed. I just said it. Is that it?
That is it.
That is our.
We got a big weekend though.
That is
Saturday, Sunday
season. That is season 2, episode 1.
of The Mandalorian.
No, that's October, right?
I think so.
No, okay, well. By the way, if you have comments about the toys in the front, just message Stacy at turfanddirtsportscards.com. She will be happy to answer those.
Her cell phone number is 3.
Oh, you just gave out
We-
the first 3. 360.
Did I get lucky? I almost
You
said
did.
I almost
You
said
did. You hit
30.
it on the
I
nose.
almost said 306.
We just need
That would have been like Maine.
some good product to start rolling in, and hopefully by the end of the month we'll start seeing some good new fresh.
We do. And then
Product.
this week is kind of big for us just to get over the hump of the break-in. We meet with the insurance adjuster on Friday. That'll be interesting. I know you guys are probably like, God, I'm sick of talking about it. Let's move on. But it's traumatic for us, so we're going to keep hammering
It's part
away.
of it.
So it'll be interesting. I will be here
It's part of the recovery.
listening attentively at what the adjuster has to say and ready to combat any negative that he might have.
All cameras will be turned on him.
Correct.
Yeah.
We will be going live on Instagram just to get his reaction. And if everything goes smoothly, I'm just going to get him live to say rip it turf and dirt and throw up the horns.
That'd be game.
All right. We are out of here. We will be episode number 2, season 2 next week.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Share, comment,
Do they subscribe?
and rip some
Do
shit.
they? How do they subscribe?
By hitting the little button. Is it here or is it here? I don't know.
How you
It's on
doing the
one of
button?
sides.
By the way, if you
Ding,
want
ding.
the stick figure of the guy with his penis size, it'll be. Are you putting it like right here? Like where my finger is right here?
Right here.
It'll be right here. All right, we're out of here, guys.
Have a good night.